This looks like a Zoomancer. That's because it is a Zoomancer. All right, so for those of you who missed it, quick TLDR. This is me doing some build reviews and helping people out with their characters. What we do is we take their POBs, we ask them if they have any issues and what kind of budget they're sitting on, and we'll basically go through the POB and compare it to the guide, see if there's anything they can do better, where their next improvements can be made, and if they have any issues with it, we'll tackle those problems and solve that as well. Now we're looking at Dragon Z 2013's build. This is a Zoomancer, which is in between medium and high budget. It is already CI, though, so we'll take a look at this. We'd like to squeeze more EHP out of it. I can clear tier 17. Mapping, but not bossing. Okay. Let's do this first. So we go to the Zoomancer. Go in here. And then we scroll down. We pick out the high budget POB for this. We don't need the written guide for this. Let's see. Don't have to go mirror tier. High budget. All right. Comparing the skill tree first. Skill tree looks accurate. All good. You're level 93. That means you're lacking the passive points on the clusters on the far end. Perfect. That's fine. Enduring composure check. Effect check. Effect check. Set is done. Sand stands. Okay, so you want to raise your... My understanding is you don't want to raise your EHP. You were having troubles with bossing. What you need to raise is your max damage taken from hits. Mostly the physical portion. That is what you're lacking to increase the effectiveness of this. So the easiest way to do this, you have a determination aura coming from the Guardian Turtle. So the easiest solution for this is actually running a Watcher's Eye. Now, there's two different ways of doing this. The first initial step is to do this. What's your budget, by the way, Dragon? How much currency do you have? Spectre's back. Yes, sir. Type exclamation mark new. So how much currency do you have to spend, Dragon? Up to 20 div. Have investment overall. Kind of broke. You don't need to spend more than that to sort some of these pieces. You can do this. That modifier of 8%. Watch this. One divine for that mod gets you 8% physical damage mitigation. It is massive because you are getting affected by determination through the Guardian Turtle. This will give you tons of damage because you need to raise that number up. If you want to go nuts with it, you could do reduced damage from crits as well. Now, that's very expensive, as you might see. The other approach, since the auras that we're running is pure developments, what you then could do is this, which might be expensive. That's 10 divs. I wouldn't push for this too much, but if you have the currency, I would go for this because that would increase your LE damage taken as well, which is very preferable. But something like this is what I would run. So if I were to do this, I'd add that to the build. I'd choose one of the, maybe not the attribute ones. You have one without attributes. Can you drop this? You cannot. How is your large clusters looking then? Mana regen, a low energy shield. Chaos resistance, strength. Okay, that one's got to go. This one needs to have attack cast speed. And now my recommendation is that you get one with all attributes and one with all resistance. Your CI, so you don't need chaos rest, right? So that jewel's got to go. I would also recommend looking into getting attributes. First off, you can actually slam... Well, that would be a risk on that one, sorry. Yeah. No, I would look into getting some attributes on, for example, the Enduring Composure. That shouldn't cost you more than 50 chaos. Assuming you don't need this much extra fire rest, right? So you can definitely do that. Get some attributes in there. So what you want to do is change one of your jewels for a Watcher's Eye. And by doing that, you see how the the fist max hit damage went up? So this is 19,000, and without it, you're sitting at 16.4, right? So it's a massive difference on your fist damage taken. Flasks, I don't see a armadillo roll. And you have a bismuth for resistances. If you want to increase your efficiency, skip the Bismuth Flash. You should never count your resistances on that, which you're not. It's just extra chaos risk. Smack in something like a Roomish Concoction if you don't want to do Ball of Faith, which is more of a luxury thing. And these modifiers here should be changed as well. Like Pangolin is a tier 2. Get an Armadillo on one of these. Get a Curse Reduction on another one. Attribute of Struggle Boss. Yeah, that's why one of the large clusters should have that. Another thing is +1 Spectre chest piece with high energy shield is very expensive, but it would help a lot. But that's more of an offensive thing. Your helmet is the very bottom end of high budget that I would say. I think it's fine. You don't have to worry too much about it, but just keep that in mind. There's no fucking way you need the intelligence here. I seriously doubt you need intelligence in here. So you can bench all attributes for now and then change into the Watcher's Eye. That would be your TLDR quick drop solution. Your shield is horrific. +1 to minion skill gems. There is no minion damage. There's no minion crit. I would, without a doubt, look into changing this as soon as possible. The wand is... where's the trigger craft? Everything else looks great, but where's the trigger craft? Are you telling me you're self-casting these things? Scared of nuking Spectre corpses. It's 1 skill and an aura. Okay, if you want to play it that way, that's up to you. I would never. I'm just saying. Boots. Again, you can change the intelligence. I know you're going to lose some energy shield for losing that intelligence, but you can alleviate a lot of socket pressure. A lot of gear pressure. And get better flask and get that Watcher's Eye and alleviate that attributes pressure by getting attributes in these things to start with. Ashes looks fine. Bone Ring is... it's okay. It's not great, but it's not bad either. You get the APS, which is important. You get some stats in here. I'm not going to complain about this. Energy Shield. Damn recently. Ooh. That's a good one. I like that one. Nice. Cold. There's no energy shield on this. Again, sort attributes with the bench crafts, and then that allows you to change this into one that has energy shield, and you'll benefit more from that to begin with. This is fine. It's not terrible. So that's what I would do. So I would start with your budget was up to 20 divs. I would look at either buying a very cheap Watcher's Eye, or I would go for the 10 Divine version. Get this one sorted. Get another shield with +1, minion damage, yada yada, you name it, right? Change the benchcraft on the helmets. Save up currency for a +1 Spectre chest is what I would look into. You can buy a corrupted Triad Grip Glove. I wonder if I have any. I don't. You can buy corrupted Triad Grip Gloves. With energy shield, they cost like a couple chaos. That's a little bit of energy shield for a few chaos investments. Coloring is a bit annoying, but you know how to do it. And then I wouldn't really buy a new higher roll Darkness and Throne unless they're super cheap, like a 95% plus. It's such a small change. The other things would be more important right now. Skill wise. Get an Awakened Generosity. I'm pretty sure they're cheap. Get a 21 Race Zombie. They're not that expensive. I see you've corrupted yours 2013. Get a 2120. They shouldn't cost that much. Not sure about the AG, but assuming he's fine. But if you're concerned, get a 21 there. Chaos Golems, whatever. That's fine. Awakened Melee Fist. You want to get Awakened Melee Fist. That allows you to get Intimidation, and that's a lot of extra damage. Get 1 Awakened Melee Fist at the very least. Preferably 2. And Awakened Edwas here, the elemental damage attacks. I don't think they're that expensive. Fuck the multi-strike. Like, you don't go woke multi-strike. It's completely irrelevant. But that's where I would start. And I believe we're still pretty well beneath the 20 div budget that you have. But that's what I would do. And the first thing I would save currency for is actually this. Get a new jewel here. What is this? Huh? Did I click that? Or did you have this in the tree? Oh, that might be me misclicking then. I was like, what the fuck? I checked the tree. What the hell? Okay. So that's where I would start. Yeah, no, that's it. That's where I would start. It's a very straightforward approach to the build. So again, TLDR, adjustments on the gear, buy a Watcher's Eye. Corrupted Energy Shield Tri-Grip is nice. Doesn't cost much. New shield is very important for you, which is going to put some pressure, strength, and dexterity. So you have to play around with that, of course. But the Watcher's Eye, shield, benchcraft some boots and helmets to be adjusted. Then I would probably save for the cluster before I buy the chest, because the cluster's not that expensive. What you're looking for is a 35 effect cluster with energy shield as well as 3% attack and cast speed. And if you can get any attributes or all attributes or any resistance or all of resistance, that's kind of where you want to be to get those. That's where I would start. And right, Woke Melee Fist, 2120 Ray Zombie would help a lot as well. I would buy 2 Woke Melee Fists and 1 Elemental Attacks. No, I would buy 2 if they're not too expensive. And then Woke Generosity. Those are the things I would do in that order. I'm pretty sure you're still within 20 divs unless you include the chest and the cluster. So start with those things, then get the cluster, then the chest. That's what I would do. Much of an option for a more defensive shield approach, or really not really worth looking into. If you're happy with the damage output, you could always do Svalin and shit like that. I mean, that's... But you want to get the block cover, though, and that's going to be a bit rough with this approach. More defensive shield. I personally wouldn't. That's the boat I'm in. So once you do these changes there, Dragon, you can change your bismuth flask and go for a roomish concoction for more block, and make sure that you have flagellant flask modifiers. And don't run pangolin, get an armadillo. You're in between medium and high. I already go for flagellant armadillo flasks at medium budgets. It is a massive difference. And having a flagellant roll like you do have on most here, that actually does help you get to the point of sustaining them properly when you're playing. So that's the starting point that I would be in, at least. Especially because I was tired of rolling plus armor mods on flasks and no repeat mods across them. Just buy them. That's what I would do. Normally, I buy armor flask on, like, Quicksilvers. In this case, I have a Granite flask. I think I have one around here. So, here's a Quicksilver. See here? I usually buy Flagellant flask on with Armadillo on the Quicksilvers, because they tend to be cheaper when you have a suffix that is for your build, but on a incorrect flask that has nothing to do with armor, on a movement speed flask. If you go Armadillo on, like, Granite and Basalt, they tend to be really expensive. Because they are used for those specifically, right? Oh, there's the gem I was looking for earlier. Or amulets. Yeah. But that kind of sums up the help here. Is there any questions you have, or do you feel like the stuff that I've just been telling you seems accurate? If I skip Tiger due to price for the +1 chest, is Carnage Chieftain the go-to? Yes. Then I would actually recommend that you do that from the start, because the Tiger is way too expensive. Last I checked it was absolutely nuts. I've ripped so many as well. I've ripped too many. Well, at least they're down to 8.5 now, but Jesus. Fucking ridiculous. Any other questions? About it then? Awesome. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like these kind of videos, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for more content, and leave a comment down below what you guys think of these build help sessions. And if you guys like it, we'll make sure to do more. Till next time, stay safe, keep rocking.